Romero versus Luke Rockhold for the middleweight belts. Keep in mind, a lot of people were talking smack about Yoel Romero for missing weight. And, I understand because he did miss weight, but keep in mind, Yoel Romero has never missed weight before, number one, okay? Number two, he actually took this fight on short notice. This was originally supposed to be Robert Whittaker versus Luke Rockhold for the middleweight belt, but unfortunately Robert Whittaker got injured. He pulled out of the fight. Yoel Romero stepped in on short notice, I think, 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it was. So he did fight on short notice, but he did accept the fight, so he should make the weight. Chris Weidman accepted short notice fights, and I think it was against Damian Maia, where he almost died trying to make weight, but he did make the weight. So definitely Yoel Romero as a professional should make the weight, but before you bury him, this is a guy who has never missed weight before, number one, and number two, he did take that fight on short notice. That being said, at the fight, I felt if Romero was going to win, he was going to win early, and if Rockhold was going to win, he was definitely going to win a decision. He was definitely banking on the cardio. Definitely Yoel Romero, as the fight goes round and round and round, he does, slow down. But this is like the 5th or 6th time that he finished the fight in the 3rd round by knockout. When I was watching the fight, Jimmy Smith was talking about, oh, we don't know when Yoel Romero is going to explode. Like, oh, yes, we do know when Yoel Romero is going to explode. It's the 3rd round, okay? The 3rd round. Yoel Romero has finished every single one of his opponents. All of his finish wins in the last 5 years have been in the 3rd round. He finished Lyoto Machida in the 3rd round. He finished Chris Weidman in the 3rd round. He finished Tim Kennedy in the 3rd round. He finished Derek Brunson in the 3rd round. And now Luke Rockhold. All of his wins by finish have been in the 3rd round. So it's not that we don't know when he's going to explode, because he explodes in the 3rd round. Definitely, I think whoever's going to fight Romero next, whether it's the champion, a rematch with Robert Whittaker, or maybe somebody else, maybe Chris Weidman wants a rematch, who knows. You got to watch out for that 3rd round, because in the last 5 years, he's been finishing dudes in the 3rd round. So you better be ready. You better be on your toes in the 3rd round, because Yoel Romero is coming to knock you out. That being said, I do think he's going to get the next title shot against Robert Whittaker, a rematch. I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe probably similar to the first fight, but I definitely think he's next in line. As far as what's next for Luke Rockhold, maybe a rematch against Chris Weidman. I think that's definitely a possibility. Maybe a farewell fight for Michael Bisping, the trilogy fight. I don't know if Michael Bisping has any interest in that one. But, there's some good fights out there. Overall, I thought the card was a good fight. Very, very good card. But those are my 2 takeaways. One was that nasty foul, that eye gouge by Lee, and the number 2 is that another 3rd round finish for Yoel Romero. And keep in mind, this guy is 40 years old and he's exploding like that. Imagine a 20-year-old Yoel Romero. That's the scariest thing out there. So I'm definitely excited for what's next for Yoel, what's next for Luke, and I'm definitely excited for UFC 222. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting videos on fight reactions, predictions, breakdowns, everything mixed martial arts related. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing.